Nothing like a cold shower to freshen you up.
Sure there is, Harry. Try one of these new cigarettes.
Hey, that is fresh and clean. What is this cigarette?
It's the new Spud.
What's that?
Spud! The new filter Spud.
Are you kidding? I used to smoke Spuds years ago. Sure never tasted anything like this.
Yeah, but this is a new Spud. Completely new cigarette. It's got a terrific new taste, just a touch of menthol.
Get a load of this filter.
Hey, I can actually taste the tobacco through the new Spud filter.
Let me see that new Spud package again.
Here you go.
Just what I thought. That's the new flip-top box. What a cigarette. Fresh, clean taste. Good filter. Crush-proof box. New filter Spud. Terrific.
We here at Spud know you have many choices in shower cigarettes, and we appreciate you for choosing Spud. It's Wednesday night. Yeah, this is the Mouse Party. Good evening, everybody. We've got DJ. How you doing, DJ?
I'm doing well, man.
That's good to hear. And Baron, how you doing, Baron?
I'm doing amazing.
Well, that's great.
Was that convincing?
Glad to hear. Amazing. It's amazing. Oh. Hang on here. I forgot to get the poll, this week's poll up. Give me just a second. There. Down there. And there. And oh, hey. I always forget. Where'd you go there? Where are you? That. And now, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 245 pounds, standing an astonishing 5 feet 10 inches tall, the reigning U.S. middleweight late night firearms champion, Guns and Barbecue.
Woo! I'm too wired and more potatoes.
How's it going, Guns and Barbecue?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, not too bad. And G-Webs, how's it going?
Fair to middling. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for the link.
Well, thanks for joining in.
Tim, we appreciate you watching while you're pooping.
Just remember, wash your hands. Don't get that pink eye. And let's go back over there. All right.
A lot of animosity between DJ and Tim.
Oh.
I was, licking wounds and came in lame into this chat. I was defeated soundly by Tim S in the tactical quiz that just closed. Shed a tear.
You know, he might have an advantage if he was on the throne while he was playing. Have you considered trying that?
I have not. I might look into it for future casts. Comfort is always key.
So let's take a quick look at who's out there. Baron. Oh. Spectre Parr was first, swinging through to say, hey. G23. Wesley Foster. Ozzy Osbourne. Osbourne. God damn it, Osbourne. I apologize, Ozzy. Smaggy42. Gun websites. The Poopin' Tim S. 2 Live Moo. And G23's reminded me to do the banner. Which one? There we go. That one. So at the bottom of the screen, there is a scroll going with an email address and a link. So if you want to send in suggestions, comments, or pictures within reason, those are 2 different ways you can. And in the description is a link for the overnight Gilded server. It's a place to hang out, chit chat with other people, share pictures, memes, and stuff like that. And you can always get a hold of myself or Barrett or some of these other jamokes. Gizzard Gary's out there. Hey, Gizzard. And so I think that's everything that I'm supposed to say. Hopefully.
Speaking of the Gilded, I just posted like a public service announcement for the CMP. I am no longer recommending people purchase through them. They've been putting out some really, really rough rifles for way overpriced. So unless you can actually go to the store and see what you're buying, I don't suggest doing a mail-in order.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I think they're getting to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Well, they need. Where else would they find a cache? 'Cause the last bunch wasn't it the Philippines?
Yeah, they got in some from Turkey. Supposedly there's some in South Korea that they're trying to get in, but I haven't heard an update on that.
Well, hopefully they get that straightened out, so it doesn't sour people on the CMP.
Yeah, I mean, you spend $1,200 on a rifle that's not supposed to have any rust on it, and there's like chunks of the rifle missing. That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get that copy. And oops. I got rid of that for a second.
If that does happen to you, though, go through their customer service. They do have great customer service, so they should take care of you.
And tell them that new final inspections officer, was it GNBBQ? They need to look into his eyesight and consider recalling him from the inspection line.
So I put a link for the community tab, and this week's poll was in December. Do you put up a real Christmas tree, put up an artificial Christmas tree, put up a menorah, put up a Festivus pole, or none of the above? And we had 41 votes, and put up an artificial Christmas tree, walked away with it, 68%. 17% said none of the above. 7% put up a real Christmas tree. 5% put up a Festivus pole. And 2%, I think that's one person, puts up a menorah. We put up an artificial one. The prices on real Christmas trees are kind of crazy. And it's real. I like Douglas firs. I think they have the best shape. They have the classic Christmas tree shape.
100%.
But you can't find them around here anymore. You don't ever see them. My granddad always got noble firs. It's the ones that where the limbs are ringed around the trunk. So you get you'll get kind of platforms of limbs with spacing in between them.
Like tiers.
Yeah.
Kind of like the artificial tree.
I didn't care for the look of it, but the noble firs are kind of a traditional one also. Yeah, G23's Douglas firs are expensive if you can get one.
In December, I actually just opened boxes because of Boxing Day.
I usually just punch my kids for Boxing Day. Isn't that what you do?
Tried that once. They don't come around me anymore on that day. They're like, no, it's Boxing Day. We're just going to hide.
As he said, I tape a picture of a Christmas tree on the wall. Do you guys put up Christmas lights or anything like that?
I don't.
Every year I think this year I'll put up lights, and it never happens. I even have bought light strings and little hangers that hook on your gutters so you can hang lights, and I've never done it. Yeah, I took the all the decorations and stuff I got, and the tree. I got them sitting over in the front room, but
Get a 25-foot string of lights and a 25-foot tape measure. Staple the lights to the tape measure, and whenever you're done at the end of the year, just push that little button, and it'll wrap it all back up, and real easy to put out the next year.
there's people that leave theirs up year round, and then just they don't turn them on. I saw a short clip of a video, somebody that I don't know exactly what they had. They because they were, I don't know if it was along a soffit, something like that, but they pulled down. God, I don't know how to describe it, but like if the side of the soffit pulled down and then the lights were all in there already, so it exposed the lights.
You seen those like lasers? You just like
Yeah.
shove into your lawn and it just
Yeah.
shoots up lights on your house.
There's a few
That's the
neighbors
easiest way.
that have those.
Those are super popular around town. Driving after dark, lots of people have been putting stuff out since Thanksgiving, of course. And you guys have the inflatables that are all over the damn place.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't have any personally, but neighbors do.
Yeah, and in this climate, like they get filled up during the day, and then it sunsets about 5:30. The things are trying valiantly to stay aloft, or at least so that Frosty isn't lopsided. Right by the time it's a couple hours after sundown, it's not happening, and then at dawn they like suddenly come back to life. It's like dawn of the living. I don't know, whatever they are.
Frosty gets tired, and he can't.
Pro tip: just get a couple of cans of spray foam and fill them with spray foam.
I had a neighbor one time that I think it was the first time he put up lights, but he stapled them to his house. I don't think he was thinking about what he was doing. So I hear him up on his roof, ka-chunk, 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 and I just waved politely. Hey, how's it going?
Well, maybe he was looking forward to the Tarzan takedown method. Just like grab one end, here we come.
But maybe next year I'll put up lights. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to Scrooge on anything, but I wander around turning off lights in my house. I can't imagine tossing holiday lights up or something like that. Motion detector is about as much exterior as I want to get.
Well, that's one of the things that stops me every year when I'll look at the house and I think, maybe I'll put up lights, and it's like, well, then I got to run all these extension cords, and the outlet's over there, so they all have to go that way. Screw it. Maybe next year. Ozzy's birthday is the 15th. Happy birthday. And G23's also has a December birthday. Gary said I decorate with R&L displays.
Can we get their mother's maiden name and the name of the school that they went to in elementary?
Their first pet.
Yeah, their first dog's name.
Here's a fun poll I'm doing. What month were you born in? What was your mother's maiden name? Yeah, like what street? Yeah.
And give us your name and address, and we'll send you a prize.
Last four of the social, maybe.
And what's the CVC number on the back of your credit card? Thanks.
Exactly.
So, because they're just talking about decorating with R&L displays. If anyone does an entire Christmas tree with all your website's patches, I'll send them a free patch. So appreciate
Ooh.
anybody that does their entire tree with patches. I'll send them one free patch.
I should make an M1 tree.
You could do that.
I can do that.
Well, if you got enough M1s, you can rack them.
Yeah, exactly. With the stacking swivels. What are they called? Stacking?
We call it racking. I guess you could stack, yeah, whatever it's called, tripod.
But here's a couple R&L displays. Oop. I'll show them after we close out the poll. But, comments on the poll. There were a few. DJ said, almost 40 years of harvesting small scrub cedar trees for my mom will be repeated this year. Great memories of all the Charlie Brown struggle bus examples. They smell like Christmas. Music Logic said, a small artificial tree. We don't have room for a big one. And Ron Wayne said, Christmas tree, cowboy smiling, thumbs up, Santa. Oh, if you haven't voted in the poll, go over and vote in the poll.
I'm surprised none of the above won over Real Christmas Tree.
Hey, I don't know. I was expecting none of the above to be in there. I thought artificial tree would win, and maybe Real Christmas Tree, and then none of the above.
Well, barbecue's good with numbers, but what do you suppose the percentages are that participated in the poll that are single males? Because I think the tendency to keep, bringing a tree in after you have no reason, like, children are flown or you never had them sort of thing. It takes a particular kind of Christmas guy to bring in a Christmas tree every year, eh?
If their name's Clark, it's probably pretty good.
That's a good point.
Speaking of Clark, anyone ever brought in an animal with a tree?
Nope.
A partridge, but I don't like pears anymore.
So here are a couple R&L displays if you've never seen them. This is one of the
Go full screen. Go full screen.
Oh, good idea. Oh, thank you. So that's one of the AR-15.
What is that? That cheap imitation plastic that looks like wood?
This is the gun stock color. I have a black one.
That's real wood, made out of real wood.
Right there. But I really like this color.
It's made out of solid hardwood.
Yeah, and it's a little darker, slightly darker in person than it shows on the camera. And then one of the pistol displays, and mine is bare metal because I accidentally removed all the coating off the.
That metal looks strong enough yet narrow enough to even be used on the narrow 9mm cartridge.
It will hold a 9mm. It will even hold my 7.5-inch 44 Magnum.
That's truly unique metal. If it's strong enough to hold a 44 metal or a 44 Magnum decent gun, but also narrow enough to hold a 9mm. It must be that ultimadium metal that you hear about in movies.
That's R&L displays. And we had Vanessa Kitty out there. And Tara Smith Kitchen, she said, has to make parking, but I'm parked 2 minutes on my drive. I might make it home tomorrow. 645 miles to Shipper and another 35 to Yard. Hope
Barbecue
terrible
has
drive.
driven trucks before. If you get into that situation where you can't drive enough, can you just pop a wheelie with the truck so that you only have so many wheels hitting the ground so you can go farther? Half the wheels, you can go farther. I figure, doing the math.
Well, the half a wheels thing, it just doubles your time. It really works against you. It's kind of weird how it works out.
You got to go in reverse, right?
Oh,
Yes.
That's the way to do it. Go backwards, and then it's it takes some time off the odometer.
Just say you went through a wormhole.
Works every time. They don't even question it. Oh, okay.
What do spark plugs cost money now? They used to be like $2.
Well, and a diesel, they're astronomically expensive.
Well, it's they're really hard to find too.
Yeah, I mean, it's like blinker fluid.
It's been trying to think when the last time I bought spark plugs was. It's probably for my wife's. So it would have been her old Civic. And so, man, that would have been probably at least 8 years since I bought spark plugs.
Speaking of blinker fluid, I went to the gun shop and I got the feeling the guy behind the counter didn't know what he was talking about. I asked him if he could check if there was any 223 wild shipments coming in to the store, and he actually went to the computer and checked. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go talk to someone else.
Michael Dunn's out there saying hello. Yeah, I I forget what I was getting. It was for the Ford 500 that I used to have, and so it was the gal behind the counter asked me, what car? I said, oh, Ford 500, and she goes, oh, it's a pickup truck. No, it's a sedan. It's a sedan. She goes, she got confused because nobody knew, hardly anybody knows what a Ford 500 is or was. Basically, they took the Taurus, and then for a period, Ford made all their cars start with an F. Ford Focus, 500, and then whatever the minivan thing was. I think the
Freestyle, the Fiesta.
Yeah.
Frontier.
But it didn't catch on, so they changed it back to Taurus. They were kind of large sedans that were kind of Manila looking, but it was comfortable. But so she didn't know what it was, and she goes, "Is it a truck?" I said, "No, a sedan." She goes, "Oh, a 4-door truck?" No, a sedan. And there's another guy at the counter. I look at him, and he just puts his head down and shaking his head. But I kind of half expect that when you go to a parts store. It was even worse back when I was younger because, I'd take an engine out of a different car and put it in a car, and then I have to remember what year 318 it was if I needed something specific. So, it's a 69 Dart, but the engine is like it's from a 72 Custom Fury. Tara Smith's Kitchen said, I need 3 more subs to reach 400.
Where's Night Strike?
Can you grab a link for her channel? We'll throw it out there. See if we can help her get a bump. Is this all done with his paperwork? Have a good night. So if you're not sub to Tara Smith's Kitchen, she does, she'll do some live chats, and she covers truck stuff, and she's got her motorcycle back, so she's done a little bit of motorcycle stuff, and cooking, as in the name, Tara Smith's Kitchen. And she hasn't done gun stuff in a while, but she has some gun content on her channel too. So if you're not sub, go over there. Gary needs 38 subs to reach 2,000. Wow.
I don't think we can help you with that tonight. Maybe
Yeah.
a few.
Probably everybody here is already subbed.
Yeah.
but, somebody grab
I
a
need
link just in
56.
case.
Grabbing it.
56 for what?
1,500.
I think I'm like 30 away from whatever the next number is.
Larry Knopf's out there said he subbed. Let's see if she hit it.
I'm at an all-time channel high, 55 subscribers. So I'm expecting to hit like 900 by tomorrow morning. Put the word out.
Let's keep it under 60, okay? In this
And say not anymore.
Oh.
I just unsubscribed.
Tara's at 399. She needs one more sub to hit 400.
Come on, dig deep. It's the
I
holidays.
got this.
Barbecue goes all to count to bring
Hey,
in the
DJ,
win.
you just need some of those Hunans I've been hearing about.
Where's Hank Strange?
Yeah.
He knows about those.
Oh, yeah. She wrecked her bike, had an accident on her bike a while back, but the bike is back together. She says everything I want for my bike is back ordered until next year. I want to replace brake pedal to one that stands up higher and is wider. Also thinking of windshield just for toll stickers.
Luckily, next year is not that far away.
$400. She hit 400. Congratulations, Tara.
Actually, she needs 10 more. I've seen, you'd be like, oh, I hit the number I was looking for, and then 5 people unsubscribe. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
The more subs you get, the more like potential you got when YouTube does combing through and removing people or whatever they do. Like the more people you have, the larger that number will be every time. Does that make sense? Like this.
Yeah, when they delete.
Yeah, and you can just notice it more.
Yep.
It starts to fluctuate by like hundreds of people, and you're like, what the hell? Like I don't really think 300 people is unsubscribed. Today out of nowhere, they did some kind of sweep or something.
So I only need 90,000 more to hit 100,000. So.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
But I was going to tell everybody, let me see. I was looking at my analytics, and we have 902,000 views for the channel. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has viewed the channel. If somehow, some way in the future, we can hit 1 million views, we'll have to do something special. And Average Gun Guy said they subbed, and he's asking who is Muhammad.
That's a long story.
Yeah, it was a whole thing about buying subs.
I got a great idea. Join the Gilded, and we will tell you.
I really, really enjoy buying subs. We got this place in town called Hold On Thing. It's amazing. Sorry, I think we were talking about different subs. My bad.
We're talking sandwich shops or basement clubs? Or is it a basement club where you can get sandwiches and subs?
Mario Mosen's out there. Good evening.
Barbecue Go Silent.
Michael Dunn said, I had YouTube unsubscribe me from a couple channels that I had.
They'll do that every now and then.
Yeah.
I know that you don't like to take this chat into the food topics, but since you're talking about subs like that, that made me start thinking about, you know what the difference is between like Subway bread and real Italian bread? Like I've had like real Italian bread or real Subway bread, not Subway, but real sub sandwich bread with like a crust and like the actual, it's baked by somebody who knows what they're doing, like real bread.
Yep.
Yes.
So I don't know. I mean, those of us that are old enough remember back before it was like industrial bread all the time, like, but real bread, right? And then imagine real bread. I haven't eaten that kind of stuff in a long time, but like, I'm assuming the sausages and the lunch meats, I guess they were called, and the hams and stuff were all different back then. So all of those things. And I think the deal was the best ones would slice them really thin. So you still got the same amount of meat. It's just they were really thin. So they just had a better texture or whatever. But then they would make the lettuce. The biggest thing was the lettuce was super thin. It was shredded, but it was super thin. Like they put it through the same slicer they put the lunch meat and everything through. And then they put the onions through that. So the onions, you could read them through them. They were super thin. And I don't know how to describe that, but I don't know if anybody's ever had those kind of sandwiches, those kind of submarine sandwiches where they're super thin meats, a bunch of meats, and then the oils and the seasonings and stuff. So it's like what Subway emulates, but like the real version of that. And then as you're eating it, it's like the kind of bread that makes the top of your mouth, it's like sharp. So like, it's crusty and everything. Like I can remember eating those kind of submarine sandwiches. And then, Subway is just like the industrial cartoon version. It's like similar, but it's nowhere near the same. Anyway,
son of a bitch.
Anybody remember?
Are you
those old sandwiches?
Are you suggesting that Subway is a facsimile sub? Because I'd
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't think of any. I've never experienced that kind of sandwich since I was a little kid. Like I've never found a deli or anything.
I was right. Somebody unsubbed.
Go.
Jesus, $3.99 again. Which one of you fuckers did that?
To who? To Baron?
To Tara. No,
Tara.
Oh,
So
really?
She needs one more to go to 400 now. Somebody unsub.
Wow.
I'm subscribed. It is not me.
I'm gonna say I subscribed.
God damn it.
Yep. Yeah, we have a local chain called Little King here, as well as a couple of independent subs who do their own bread baking. And they're pretty much like the older style like that. There's a difference in the lettuce and the onion, but I definitely like that shaved version of lettuce and onions.
Yeah, there was Porta Subs, which I think was a chain, but they would slice the meat for every sandwich that they made. And it was really good until
you mean like it was in loaves or whatever, and then you ordered a sandwich and they sliced 8 slices off, and then like each sandwich. Yeah, okay, that's a whole nother level.
And it was really good until just before she sold it. I think she kind of gave up, and the bread wasn't as good. It just didn't taste as good, but it was the best subs you could get around here. It's a shame, but I don't know. I don't know if she, just got tired of doing it or was having financial troubles or what. But yeah, you don't find the hard rolls really anymore for subs.
No.
Well, the problem is it doesn't last long. So they can make those industrial breads and they can stay on the shelf longer. And it's just, it's a big part of sandwiches, how long the bread can last. So you don't know how many people are going to come through the door. And everything. So the longer stuff can last, the better. And not everybody likes the real bread, or what I call real bread, like crust and everything. Some people don't like it. It's not convenient. It's not easy for kids, I'm sure. Well, I guess.
So do you guys have Jimmy John's anywhere?
There is, but I've never been to one, so it might be. Like
We do.
That's a fair approximation. Yeah, it's like maybe an intermediary there. It's not Subway, but it's not quite the French bread that or the Italian loaf that you're talking about. And they're not so bad.
Jimmy John's is okay. They're not great, but they're not bad.
Yeah.
They are fast. I mean, that's their thing, is to be fast.
Yeah, we had one here and it closed up within a year.
Yeah, they do like a killing on deliveries and stuff around town pre-Coco. They had that market on lock. And the only thing I really don't like about them, because the price point is good, but it doesn't come with any veg. Like it's meat, cheese, bread. You want anything else, you're going to pay like $1.50 for it. And that's where it gets priced out.
The way they're fast, at least the ones here, it's you choose this is what you're getting. You don't You don't really make
Mhm.
alterations to
Well,
the sandwiches.
Yep.
If
That's
there's
part
no
of the way they
veg,
keep
is
it,
that just
yeah.
a hoagie?
Oh, that's interesting. I never heard of that difference before. So you're saying the hoagie is more like a meat and cheese sub or sandwich?
Yeah, I thought a hoagie was just meat and cheese. So you'll have like your bologna, your salami, maybe whatever cheeses you want, maybe a couple other types of meat, and whatever kind of dressing you want, whether it be Italian or mayonnaise or whatever.
Okay, so what do you guys call? Is there a distinction that you guys make in Pennsylvania for the difference between that and a grinder and a hero?
Oh no, let's say that it's not a Pennsylvania thing. It's just things that when I've gotten to talk to people that are really into that shit, where they're like, "Oh no, that's not a hoagie. This is a hoagie, and this is a grinder, and this is a hero, and this is a sub." And I'm like, "Yeah, where I'm from, that's all subs."
From what I've seen watching different food shows, the names come basically from shipyards. So the grinder, because the workers, using grinders, subs, it's a sub shipyard. Hero, that's a lot of those names come from being near the shipyards.
Like that's what they called the guy who was making food near the whatever. Are you saying submarine? Like they were
Yeah.
making submarines there?
Yeah.
That's
I
where I
just
always
thought-
thought it came from too. That's what I had heard. That's
Well, I just thought submarine was because it looked like a submarine.
Yeah, it looks like a submarine exactly.
Well, it looks like a torpedo
and then
too.
The place that I'm talking about, I don't remember the name of that place as a little kid, but when I remember eating those sandwiches, I liked them, but they were probably, I can't imagine. They were like, anyway, so those things were, the sign on that place was something or another, and it had like the long sandwich with like a periscope. So, they were playing off of that. So I just maybe that cartoon image just, made me assume that's why they call them submarine.
So I'm seeing the name Submarine Sandwich comes from Connecticut, where it was originally called a grinder and became a sub because of the sandwich's uncanny resemblance to submarines in the nearby naval shipyard.
Mhm.
Booyah.
What is grinder all about then?
I don't know.
See,
If I
grinder's
look up
supposed to be.
grinder name origin, I'm going to get some naughty stuff, I bet.
The place where I worked at called them grinders, and they claimed to be from New Jersey, and theirs was ham, salami. I can't remember what.
Prosciutto,
Then
like provolone. Yeah, like the Italian
square
version of that used-
ham, a round salami, and there was another round thing. And I never ate them. The whole time I worked there, I never ate one, so I don't know. But I can remember putting 3 meats, 1 cheese, and then lettuce and whatever. It was a different kind of lettuce, though. It's just like your shredded lettuce you buy at the store, shredded. They didn't have to shred it. That was the biggest price. That sub cost was 25 cents, food cost. The lettuce was probably like 7 cents of it. The bread was like 10 or something, but lettuce would fluctuate, and the tomatoes were pretty expensive. So it was interesting. I worked for a place that had 19 stores, and it's a local place here in Tucson. It was owned by 2 guys from New Jersey. They started with one shop selling like a smashed ice. I don't know if you ever had Italian ice. They would make like Italian ices, and they started making sandwiches with it. They started building more and more stores until they got to a point where they created a commissary. When I started working there, I was a manager of the store, and then worked at bigger and bigger stuff. So I got to see what was happening in the commissary and stuff. So it was super interesting thinking about how 19 stores or 17 stores, it grew to 19 when I was there, how they ordered food, and they had French fries. So they ended up buying a giant building so that they could build a giant refrigerator. And that was my gig, is working on the refrigerators. They built a giant building with a giant refrigerator that's bigger than like a 3-story house, so that they could buy French fries when they were cheapest throughout the year for 17 stores. Does that make sense? Like buy all the French fries for the entire year for 17 stores and put them in a refrigerator. That was cheaper than paying for French fries throughout the year. And they did the same with everything they could except lettuce. The lettuce get bent over on because you can't do that with lettuce.
Michael Dunn brings up Firehouse subs. I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, they're in our market.
We've got one of those up in Erie. They're pretty darn good.
Do you guys have Picklemans?
No.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, it's another riff on the whole sandwich thing.
Tara Smith says Jersey Mike's. I haven't tried them either.
Heard of them.
Yeah, they're in this market. They're pretty good. To me, the whole sandwich thing has gotten its pricing. Like I can't deal with trying to throw like $10 on a sandwich like that anymore.
If it's got soft bread, I'm not eating it. Like I'll acknowledge that it's still a sandwich, but if it's got soft bread, that's industrial baked bread. It's American bread. I'm not into it.
Michael Dunn brings up Quiznos. I used to love Quiznos. I did eventually kind of tire of them.
They were the one
they're-
that squished it and toasted it all the time.
Yeah.
Toasty.
I think.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I lie. It wasn't Jimmy John's. It was Quiznos that we got here, and it closed up within a year of opening.
Oh, how about Schlotzsky's? That's usually division.
Oh yes, Schlotzsky's is a take on a muffaletta. They don't even sell a muffaletta, but it's muffaletta bread. It's everything but the olive salad, right? Damn, they're good. You're making me want one right now.
Yeah, that bread was
Mhm.
nuts. And that black, what is it? Some kind of black
Black
bread.
olives.
Moly.
Yeah,
What?
that too. Yeah, with the pumpernickel version.
Pumpernickel, yeah. That was nice. Even though it was just basically an English muffin. I thought of them as an English muffin. I never thought of them as being a muffaletto thing. Have you ever eaten a real muffaletto thing in New Orleans?
Not in New Orleans, but at Cajun restaurants and the like, for sure. The Schlotzsky's thing is toasted as well. There's a segue for you there. It goes through a toaster oven.
I
Roller.
took this dog out and walked him for like 2.5 miles. Now he's exhausted.
Yeah, I used to like the broccoli cheddar bowl from Quiznos. Okay, it was a bread bowl. So you eat your broccoli cheddar soup and then eat the bowl. Gary says Gary remembers Schlotzsky's.
Did y'all ever try Schlotzsky's?
No,
Never heard of them.
I've heard of it, but
Imagine-
never. had
Imagine
it.
like a giant English muffin, but it is what DJ said. But it's the easiest way to describe it is like a sandwich made on a big ass English muffin, because it's like a really different bread, and they toast the English muffin and then put all the stuff on it. And it's kind of wait, is there melted sandwiches and non-melted sandwiches? I can't remember if we would ask for the sandwiches. I don't remember how that went, but
Oh yeah, you could have
it's
them
always
done with it.
toasted.
Yep, you got it. Either way.
Gary said Panera has bread bowls and soup. I once won a year's supply of bread from Panera, from the Mariners, the Seattle Mariners contest.
Is it worth eating that bread? I don't know if I've ever even been to that.
I don't know. It was a year
That's a
supply,
fit to the restaurant, right?
but I won it in like September. So
You mean till the end of the year?
Yeah.
Like it's not even like till next September?
yeah. So
I'm
I
going to
had-
give away a year supply and I'm going to start naming off stuff because it's December, whatever.
it was, so I had to drive like half an hour. So I only went a couple times. And we'd get a loaf of bread. It was okay. I haven't had any of their sandwiches or soups or anything. I also won a John Tesh book from the Mariners, which was not a good book.
Dude,
Anytime
autographed,
you want-
autographed.
Anytime
No.
you wanted, John Tesh would have to read that book to you for the rest of the year.
Why do I recognize that name?
John Tesh.
Entertainment
he's the
Tonight.
host of some show on TV.
And he fancies himself a musician as well.
He wrote the NBA theme that they used for a while. They just stopped
Mhm.
using it.
Oh, okay.
Da da da
He
da
was
da
like-
da da da.
He was on one of those.
I'm sorry to dump on him, but I couldn't help it.
He's like the cheesy, like when they make fun of TV, like daytime hosts, they're making fun of him. Or he's one of the.
Gotcha.
He was like Walter Cronkite of like daytime, not like Oprah or one of those gotcha shows, but like, will this pug get fat if you feed him chocolate? And like that.
Well, he was one of the Entertainment Tonight hosts, so they covered
hmm
celebrities and stuff.
Oh, like who's dating you? Is this puppy going to be in the next movie about puppies? No.
Oh, it's P Webs.
I took him out walking today, so he's exhausted.
Very
Earlier,
nice.
This dog's belly was like out to here, and I was like, man, this dog's never gonna poop again because it's been raining out here. And it turns out little tiny dogs refuse to poop when it's raining outside, I guess. So he's just been storing his poop inside in some kind of pouches or something in his butt. So I took him out to walk with my friend or whatever. I'm trying to pawn him off on, and he goes on the van, and then the van makes him want to poop. So we get about 3 steps into the trip, pooping all over the place, right? So 3 steps away, so I was able to put it all into the garbage or whatever. We got like around the corner, around the thing, luckily into an alley, and then pooped again. Like big dog poops all over the place. I'm like, how does this dog even have that many poops in him? And now he looks like a runaway stray. He's all skinny. It's crazy.
Casting anti-personnel mines.
He probably just exhausted from all the pooping he did earlier today. Storing up 3 days worth of pooping.
Oh. What else we got going on?
Oh, it's D-Day. Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Today's D-Day?
Well, it was.
Pearl.
I thought it was Pearl Harbor Day.
Pearl Harbor Day. What am I saying?
I was gonna say, holy cow! I never realized that those 2 events coincided on the same day.
Nope, just totally misspoken. So.
I've never been
That was short.
to the Arizona Memorial. I've flown over it, but never actually been to it. In Hawaii.
Were you able to see it from the plane?
Yeah. But just, for that little bit that you are landing.
With little perspective, then.
Oh, because the airport's right near it, you mean?
Yeah.
What do you do in Hawaii when you go there? Surfing?
Well,
Spearfishing?
no, I've got family, but ended up some aunties are there that couldn't, and they were busy because I think we were going to Guam. So we stopped we were going to Samoa. So we stopped in Hawaii for a day and then went on. But went to the Punch Bowl Cemetery. My dad's buried up there. So went up there, and there's kind of a cool, down in Waikiki, there's a cool museum, a military museum. And it's kind of like Dragon Man, but a lot smaller. So they'd have different rooms, and then it'd be like one room was Vietnam, so they had stuff from Vietnam, and then they had a little plexiglass walkway with punji sticks underneath it, stuff like that.
You figure pretty much everything that happens in the Pacific, people are going through Hawaii. So
yeah,
nothing happens in the Pacific that Hawaii isn't involved with.
And I can't remember the name of the museum, and I found it just by luck. Where our hotel was next to it. I went out for a walk, and then, what's this? I noticed. I think that had a Huey on the roof. That's what caught my eye.
Is there a way to visit the places that the Brady Bunch went to, like the cave and the places they went to?
I don't know. Just don't pick up a tiki doll. Greg found out the hard way. But yeah, if you're ever in Hawaii, if you can get up to Punch Bowl, to the cemetery, it's pretty cool up there. There's a big mosaic which lays out the war in the Pacific. It shows the path that, the U.S. I think it showed the U.S. and the Japanese, which ways they went. And then there's a spot that overlooks, I think, Diamond Head. Or not Diamond Head. One of the, you go over to the edge and then you can look down and then you can see a beach down there. I forget which beach it is. It's really cool, but it's hard to get there because they don't allow buses to go up there unless I think there's special tour buses that do. We took a taxi up there and he had to take his taxi sign off his roof so he could wait there. Otherwise he'd get in trouble.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like you had to do that to get through a tunnel or something.
No, they're strict about cars, and there's no public bus that goes up there. So there's one that kind of goes near, and then you have to walk like a mile. Not sure why they make it difficult to get there, but definitely if you can go up there and see it, it's worth doing. See out in the chat, Michael Dunn says he likes Panera's wild rice soup. Yeah, well,
there was a place called Tomatoes or Sweet Tomatoes. Is that the name of the place? It was like a buffet.
I've never heard of it. Yeah, growing up there, we had the King's Table. It's a buffet, which was fun to go to. We'd go there after church with my grandparents now and again. The only buffet I can think of is there's a couple Chinese buffets around here. I don't know if there's any other ones.
What are the desserts at the ones you go to?
I couldn't tell you. One of them used to have these really good little donuts that would melt in your mouth.
There's one by here that, well, I'm assuming it is. Last time I went there, there's one that has tiny octopuses this big. You ever seen that on a buffet?
No. They still alive?
No. They're cold and gross. They're like, they're at the same place as like the salads, like the macaroni salad and like fruit salad.
Sprinkle some octopus on there.
And then there's like one that's just a bunch of octopuses. It's like nothing but a bowl of octopuses with like celery and mayonnaise or something. It's like just a bunch of mayonnaise.
Octopus isn't bad. It's really chewy.
Yeah, These were sort of. She said they're not that chewy. They're more like eating cartilage or something. They're like, well, they're eating like they're chewy, but they also can be crumbly like an eraser. I think these were more like an eraser. So if she wasn't like chewing a snot, it was like chewing an eraser. Depends on how you want to call it chewing, I guess. But anyway, she dug them. She was eating that up.
But if they are small, like the baby ones, when those are like tempered and fried,
these were
gotta be as chewy.
These look like shrimps or something. You can imagine if you just put shrimp into something with mayonnaise and some celery. It was that kind of thing. They were kind of white colored because they were just boiled probably or something. But they were probably babies, right? I don't think there's little tiny. I hope there's not little tiny full-size octopus people are eating. I'm assuming they're babies.
You throw it against the wall, watch it flop down. Don't.
Smaller than that, but yeah, exactly. Do octopuses have like a ton of babies like a fish? I don't know if I've ever seen octopuses having babies. Do they have eggs?
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
No, I think I have seen an octopus baby egg one time. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe I'm thinking of a seahorse, but I think I have seen a little octopus baby come out of an egg. But I don't think I've ever seen like a lobster.
There's a video on I think Instagram of octopus eggs in the hatching. I think I saw that the other day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, I really like Chinese buffets, but the variety of Chinese buffets can be very broad, right? There's a giant spectrum of them.
G23 Panera is too hippie for me. Reminds me of CZ Fanboy Hangout.
Oh, dude, there's so many CZs in a Panera.
So
I bet
there's
not even like one Smith & Wesson.
the guy that wears Birkenstocks and goes to
Hipster
the hell's
pizza.
the donut shop, the hippie donut shop.
Hipster pizza with the sauce.
Yeah.
Can I get
Complaining
mayonnaise and a
about
squirt
hipsters.
bottle on my pizza?
Voodoo.
Voodoo, yeah, goes to Voodoo, the hipster Voodoo Donuts, complaining about hippies.
Well, he knows hippies. He lives with them all the time.
Tara's thinking about making rohaki.
I don't think that's English.
I'm pretty sure it's not. Some sort of bread. Yeah, G20 says, I've been to Voodoo Donuts one time in my life and keeps talking about it.
He just
Anybody
never
ever-
left. He's still there.
Has anybody ever eaten asu beef stew or something like that?
Ossobuco?
Yeah, that. What is it?
Yeah.
Asu buco? Have you ever eaten that?
Yeah.
My friend made it out of deer. You ever eaten that out of deer?
I've heard the word,
That
but
I
I
have
don't know
not
what
done.
it is. What
Yeah,
is
what
it?
is it?
Well, I don't know about. Say again.
I said you can.
I don't
tell
know.
it sounded
Yeah, I don't
weird.
know about any.
Never ate it.
I don't know about any venison variation, but it's veal shank, braised veal shank
You take like this part of the
with
critter
root vegetables.
and you chop it, and then you got these little discs of meat, bone, marrow, right? Little
Mhm.
bullseyes of meat, bone, marrow, and then you freeze them. He said, and then you braise them, and then you slow cook them, and it does something, and it makes the marrow and everything, and so it's whatever you call. Is that a shank? Is that what you call it? It's like the lower leg of the critter.
Yeah, it's because it's cartilaginous, and so that's why you go with the slow, the wet method of cooking like that. The braising really helps that, and it's like
I don't know
super
about that.
unctuous. And they usually go over risotto or a polenta kind of deal. At least that's the variations that I've had, the Italian versions for sure.
Yeah, he said it sounded really. He said it was really, really good. I was just wondering because it sounds like a really meat thing that people like to eat or whatever.
Oh, I'm like, how it, you know how it is with like almost all slow foods? They're that much better. That's a great example of one. Anything that takes a long time to prepare and comes to, service over a long amount of time. I mean, you got barbecue in here, smoking meat. That's a great example of that. Slow food is usually
does-
really good.
He does that for fun. He smokes meat for fun.
That's right. I mean, it wouldn't take so long, except meat is normally really moist still, so you really got to get it dried out before you can even get it to take a fire to it.
That osubusu you're talking about?
Gunmetal Guy USA is out there. Good evening. So Tara's saying type Rolaki in a Google search. Lots of pics. Some more crescent shapes than others. It's very Christmas though. Food thought of at Christmas. We eat tamales at my in-laws for Christmas though. One of my favorite things for Christmas was my grandma made a cranberry ring that I loved. And my aunt, one of my aunts, I think is the only other person that makes them. My grandma's gone now, but and she isn't that great a baker. So most of it tastes exactly like I remember. Just some of it You get like chunks of something, a chunk of baking powder or something like that. Yeah, and I wish I could get it because I loved it. Ah, looks good. The Rahalki.
Yeah, I don't know if I've eaten it. I mean, I might have, but I don't think I've eaten it. What country is it from? It's not Italian.
Probably Czech.
Czech.
Yeah, but I would have thought I've seen that then. I've never.
Hungary.
I am hungry.
Well, there's Czechoslovakia, so some people come from Czech and some people come from Slovakia or Slava, whatever. So maybe two different ways of eating over there.
That was pretty cool. You showing what cut of the meat it was using the pug's leg. Have you considered doing like a Vietnamese food channel where you use the pug as like, this is where this cut of meat comes from?
I get a lot of views watching that. Like, this is
Oh,
a
yeah.
chicken wing, and this is how you would tenderize a chicken wing.
Laser pointer and some cutaway shots with those crazy pug faces like shock, amazement, dismay.
So I'm watching all the pug TV shows and movies. Well, not TV shows, but movies. And I think I've watched all the pug movies already because there's like 6, as far as I can tell. They keep saying there's 11, but then they call like a Boston Terrier a pug or a pit bull a pug. Like, people don't know what a pug is, I guess. Anyway, there's this one cartoon. There's a couple of them, so I don't remember which cartoon it is. But there's a cartoon where there's a pig in it. So I don't know if everybody's seen a cartoon with a pug. It's something about pets, probably. And the pig had been in a tattoo place. It's some pig that got away from a tattoo place. So the pig has all these tattoos on it. And then it has the tattoos of, like, you know, the meat cuts, how you would see on like a poster, like the meat cuts. It's like it'd be
That's
something
funny.
like that. Draw with markers, like all the meat cuts on this dude. That would go over real well with people. Get rid of that dog. Get that dog away from that guy. You shouldn't have that dog. I'll put meat cuts all on him in marker and then be like, and this dog is vegetarian and for the planet, he's never going to eat meat, blah, blah, blah. And then people would come and take my dog away from me.
So you're saying it's your dog now?
Well, officially today, the last person who I had planned to like give him to didn't want him. Said, I don't want that dog, the ugly dog like this. So I had to figure out what to do at this point.
Yeah, Tara's saying the dog is an awesome channel mascot. Need to get him a tactical harness or vest.
There is a life vest, like a for flotation vest at the dollar store of all places. But it's $4. And I don't know if he's worth paying $4 just to keep him from sinking. But I was thinking about getting that thing, and then it's essentially the pattern for a real vest on some other site, right? So it looks just like a real tactical vest or something. It's made out of like the same material you'd make like a cooler for a 6-pack, you know, one of those soft 6-pack coolers. It's like that kind of thing. But it is a pattern for one.
G23 said he had Vietnamese.
Oh,
For
so
dinner
for G23, this is where the lingua would come from.
That's more of a snack lingua.
Yeah, this is the little pop linguas.
Appetizer.
Very harmful to the environment because you have to waste a whole pug just to get the little puppy lingua. That's super gross. There's a whole bunch of people that are boycotting this whole thing.
So you guys gonna have a special meal for Christmas?
Is it Christmas already?
I think I'll do the Kevin McAllister deluxe mac and cheese. I might even do it in the oven.
Oh, fancy.
I was I'm halfway thinking about buying an air fryer, so I might do something in an air fryer if I buy an air fryer.
I'm planning on looking up some good recipes for pug shanks.
Nothing that I know of. However, I would like to try and get several family members to come over so I can try and get them to play poker and take their money.
Is that a thing, like a tradition or something, or are you just gonna do it?
It's not like a Christmas tradition or anything. Just managed to get people to actually play poker at Thanksgiving, and now if I can just get ready to bring actual money this time instead of playing with poker chips, then I can try and take everybody's money.
It's always strip poker.
Nice.
You know, actually,
And thank God I'm blind at that point.
With
you guys
family?
don't remember the part of the Bible where the 3 wise men played poker once they got there?
The shooting dice.
Yeah.
Back behind the barn. The manger. G23 wants to know where the barbacoa comes from. The Caribbean. That's where the barbacoa comes from.
On this dog, you've got lots. It comes from the cheeks and the jowls.
Well, they say a lot of people overlook the cheek meat.
Well, on most things, you want to eat the cheeks for whatever reason. I think it sounds kind of gross, but let's give it a try. Pretty good. This is sushi, whatever it's called, barbacoa. This is how sleepy he is. He doesn't even know I'm doing this, probably.
He's in a poop coma.
Exactly. Like a lot of people eat at Thanksgiving and then have to sleep. He's like still sleeping from all the poop exhaustion. I'm stoked because I've been searching all over the house because he's little and he's like constantly coming in from underneath of things, like, you know, finding like gross things like a marker with a bunch of gross shit on it. And I'm like, where the hell did you find this? So I was assuming he was going underneath the stuff and like stealth pooping.
The stealth poop.
Yeah, and what else? But literally, he was walking around huge. Like if you look at videos of him from yesterday, he looked like he was pregnant. And I'm like, well, maybe he's just getting obese. Like I don't know, he's just super fat. He just has some sort of bladders down here, poop bladders that fill up. I guess I don't know how these kind of dogs work. Oops, that's wrong. But I think that's where you get barbacoa from. Cheeks.
I'm out of stuff. What do we want to talk about?
Is there a thing this weekend, or is this the weekend you decide to take another weekend off?
Is this a chat weekend?
I think it is the chat weekend. So what's the topic of the chat this weekend?
I have no idea. I didn't even realize we were doing a chat.
I think it's a week off, unless we're doing every week.
It's hard to keep track, so I might as well just do one. Is it a
Did we?
bracket
Yeah,
this-
because we did one last week. We did the
Gun buybacks.
gun guy buybacks. Yeah, so it's an off weekend. Had me panicking. Oh shit!
I got a topic we could use. 10 millimeter versus 40 Smith & Wesson.
So, man versus little tiny
FBI
kindergarten
woman.
girl.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
Yeah.
if you're losing capacity, why do you also want to lose power?
I don't really notice. You know, it's maybe just me, but I don't really notice a huge difference between 10 and 40.
Are you buying the right 10?
That's what I was
Well,
going to say.
it's not. I don't have any Corbon or anything like that.
Because the big problem is most 10 these days is loaded like a 40, just with a little bit of extra, where it's very negligible. Like you were saying, Foss, you get a core bond or buffalo bore, or I think Underwood also loads to, you know, the true specs that a 10 millimeter is supposed to be loaded to.
But when when I go shooting, it doesn't. To me, there's not a difference between any of them. 9, 357, 44, yes, but 10 millimeter, it's all kind of feels the same to me.
You can always shoot 40 out of a 10. You can't shoot 10 out of a 40. So why not just get the 10?
Partly,
It's like 357 versus
platform.
38.
There's probably not as many now, but it used to be there's more guns available in 40 than 10.
So right now they're making more 10 millimeter handguns than different models than they've ever done. So it's more popular than it's ever been.
But it's still, they're not subcompact or even small 10s, are there? They're all big frame, big guns.
Yeah.
And usually high caps, so not like pocket guns or anything. You can still get like a 27, a little Glock, or I don't know, that might be the smallest 40. Because they're not really small either. Like tiny, like a little 380 or something.
Yeah, like when Smith & Wesson did the M&P 2.0 this past year, they actually did it in the 45 ACP chassis as opposed to the 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson chassis. Which, I mean, it really is negligibly larger. If you're just going to blindly hold one in your hand, no pun intended, you're probably not going to notice a huge difference in size of the frame, but the 45 ACP frame is a little bit larger. And like I said, Smith chose to put the 10 millimeter in that frame size instead, which I think was a good choice. That gun handles the recoil pretty nicely.
So here's my opinion. All 45 ACP guns should be 10 millimeter, and all 40 Smith & Wesson guns should be 9 millimeter. How about that?
I feel like if it's not 10 millimeter or 45 ACP or 44 Magnum or something that's like super awesome like that, then we shouldn't have it. Like 9 millimeter and 40, it can disappear.
I really like my P30 and 40, but I really like my 10 millimeter G20, the Glock 20. It's one of my favorite out of handguns. Two favorite to shoot are the Taurus 65 and the Glock 20. Those are probably my two favorite guns to shoot.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the little 10. They do make a little tiny 10 in Glock, which is perfect. So there is that. I think I have the mid, or I've had, we kind of trade back and forth. I don't think I own it anymore, but I've had whatever the middle size 10 millimeter Glock is. It's pretty awesome. It's too big for most people's hands, but it's a good size little gun. It's a little snappy.
Tara said she's been carrying a 329 PD.
That's a real question. 44 Magnum or 10? Like if you're really going to carry a real caliber, 44 Magnum or 10?
44
In
Magnum.
a revolver?
No, in either way.
Any?
Which is just, in other words, no matter what the platform, which is a more stable, like capable all-around platform or all-around caliber. I mean, I don't know if they're 100% compatible ballistically or comparable ballistically, but they're all, they're just both considered by a lot of people more than you need, and by a lot of people enough. Or I should say, by a lot of people, they're considered too much, and then the rest of the people figure they're enough.
I would pick 10.
I would also.
Because of the ballistics or because of the platforms you can put it in?
More platform.
Capacity, reload speed, ballistics are good enough for anything in North America I'm running into, and size. Like 5-inch 1911's pretty much smaller than a 3-inch 44 mag revolver. Those things are massive.
That's what she said.
I'd go for the 44 mag so I could carry a Model 29.
I choose 44 mag because, well, revolvers are amazing. And, well, I've already got the 329 PD and absolutely love that.
Oh, so you have the same one she does?
Yep.
What's the barrel length on that?
4 inches.
Yeah, I think Two Live Moo carries his every once in a while.
Moo doesn't have a
And-
329.
And am I right? That's longer than a 5-inch 1911?
Never really compared. I think they're about spot on.
It must
probably.
be pretty close.
Yeah. But that 329 PD, it's, I mean, for carrying, it's so friggin' nice because of the weight. Unloaded, I think it's like 25 ounces.
Well, that would be a 12-gauge shotgun.
Oh, it's awesome.
G23, show me the stats of one-stop shots and what caliber it is number one. That'd be a 12-gauge.
One shot, 1 centimeter. Or no, wait, 1 centimeter, 1 shot.
Yep.
You go with double or triple lot, you increase your odds of really mastering. Get one for 3 for 1.
Double lot, 1 shot here, 1 shot over there, 1 shot over there, 1 shot.
I just go with a slug.
So Tara said, I like having a caliber that has no problem shooting through a windshield, mainly mine. My trailer got shot up during the riots. I will shoot through my own windshield to defend myself.
What's the legalities on carrying a shotgun in a semi? Is that a no-no?
Well, technically, Biden hasn't been asked about that. But if you were to drive your semi up close to your back porch, I think you'd be safe to fire 2 blasts outside the house.
Exactly.
M. Gabriel's out there. G23 says, not according to the police, tracked one-stop shots.
So is he going to give us the answer
Is
then?
he going to tell us?
Or is this going to be like one of those super ultra secret G23 videos that we're going to see next week?
The answer is whatever they use at the slaughterhouses. It's all 1 shot, 1 kill. It's like 22 long rifle or something.
No.
I used to
Let's
have little tuxedo cat, little American short hair that I'd throw at people. That would stop them every time I did it. Just,
I think M. Gabriel has got it figured out. 50 BMG. That'd probably do it.
7 Wonders is out there. How's it going?
Wait a minute. Am I in a room with people who don't know about 50 caliber shot to the face guy from Sweden or whatever he was? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
50
No.
BMG? Or like a muzzle
No,
loader?
it was like, I don't remember anymore, but it was like 50 revolver, 50 Deagle or something. It was, I can't remember anymore, but you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I think
No
it's
idea.
over. Remember how now we get those spam bots in the chats right now? like the weird. We don't get them, but like Gizzard or somebody will get them, or like they're not in this chat because we're not big enough for enough people or something. But anyway, those fan bots. There was this dude from Sweden, probably from the beginning through the middle of gun channels, and he would come in and just be really weird, and he'd be like, "What if you like? I have a question for an American. What if you had a 50 BMG or a 50 caliber shot to the face? Would you survive?" And he would basically ask some version of that question over and over and over again until people were like, "Oh, it's that guy." Like, and then it was anyway. You guys know what I'm talking about, but I was just realized that that's finally over. I shouldn't have brought it up because it just never would die. It would be like 3 months since anybody heard from him. Then he would show up, and somebody would try answering the question, because it was how we are. Like, oh, somebody's asking a question, let me try to answer it. And then eventually you'd find out, like, is this guy like broken, or is this a scam? Like, what is this? And then you'd be back asking the same question 5 minutes later. And you're like, oh, okay, it is some kind of scam, or this person's broken or something. Anyway, and like I say, it was like that thing that you never get rid of. And I just was thinking, oh shit, we're actually rid of it. I'll shut up because I'm jinxing it.
So is G23 ever going to tell us what the right answer
Nope.
is?
Nope, you're gonna have to wait for the video to come out next week.
Huh.
Oh no! Does that mean that we have to tune into Rich's next video to get a unloaded media? It's got me screwed.
Only if he starts screaming at people. Then I'll tune in.
Oh, I can make that happen.
Yeah, so he's saying look it up yourself.
Was it the lengua comments?
Fake news. Probably voted for Measure 114 or 114 also.
Tara
That's
says
that's really cutting below the belt.
there is no federal law regulating carrying firearms in a commercial vehicle except near DC. You have to follow state laws as everyone else does. Texas state troopers will critique your firearm.
I've been in traffic stops where people have their guns, like, talked about or whatever, like, conversations about the guns. Nothing legal or illegal, just because we're like, oh, you're carrying this? Like, what do you think of it? Kind of starts a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody seen 500 Magnum? Does he
Like in
does he
chats
show-
and stuff?
Yeah, does he show up in your all's chats?
I haven't seen him recently.
Not
On
recently.
Are you looking for him?
No, I was just wondering. Somebody had asked about it earlier today in one of the chats, and in Cape Gunworks, and I don't remember if 500 shows up in these late night chats or not. I was just thinking I'd ask around. Just curious. Every once in a while, you notice when somebody's not there. They were talking about Seven Wonders being back.
G23 said he was in my chat Saturday.
Oh, okay. He might just be at hunt or something good.
Tara said, I got a level 2 near Seguin, Texas, was carrying a 1911. Trooper loved it. Inspection went well from there. New Jersey will arrest you and take your gun.
Seguin is the plural of Segway.
Ah. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, for the New Year's Eve chat that we're going to do, one of the prizes we're going to give away, should I tell them?
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to give away an M1 Garand die-cast miniature from Goat Guns.
Holy shit balls.
They're pretty cool. They look pretty cool. I haven't seen it in person yet. Just ordered it, so
We ordered the last one.
yeah.
Did
that'll
you have to
be-
sign up for a miniature, an affiliated miniature collectors club in order to qualify for the purchase?
Hopefully,
did
it's better
not.
condition than the CMP.
It should be.
This is a batch that's imported from China. That's coming in from China.
So yeah, there'll be. I'm thinking we'll do 3 prize packs for the New Year's Eve chat, and that'll be one of the prizes. Will be the M1 Garand Goat Gun, and then there'll be patches and stickers and probably one of the new poker chips. Oh, it's upside down. Nope. Hoop. Oh shit. My finger stopped working.
I had intended to import a bunch of the goat guns, but I had a typo and I imported a bunch of goats. So they're small die-cast version of goats.
I would love to have a goat if I had a little bit of property. With some of the pygmy goats. They're cute and awesome little things. As long as you can get past, they poop constantly.
Yeah, but constant goat poop is probably fertilizer for some kind of garden or something, right?
Yeah.
Lawn or something. They eat grass, so it's got to be some version of decent compost. Well, actually, you know what I'm saying. Goats eat anything, right? That's the whole point of goats.
My wife says no every time I look at a goat. She's no.
So to make this M1 really authentic, we should cover it in asbestos and then get it nice and rusty.
There must be people that get the goat guns and then do the workups to them like you would do to a model set to make it look like battle worn or whatever. Or is there anybody doing that out there? Because they essentially come like from the armory. They come in all new and nice.
I don't know. You can't. They do. Goat gun does sell like racks, so you can put all your little goat guns on. I think they're even wood. I think I don't remember.
It'd be cool if you. Well, does it have the things so you can stack them?
It should. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure it does.
And you only need 3 usually of the same gun to start, and then you can just throw whatever you want on there because then they just become a stand for any other gun to throw. But they're pretty neat. I used to do it all the time when I was younger. Well, I was a little kid.
So G-Webs, what you got coming up?
Let's see. Today's Wednesday, so I'm probably going to spend the rest of the week trying to come up with some sort of end of the year blowout to try to salvage the rest of the year, not go under. So everything that I've been trying to save up for Free Patch Fridays and stuff, get the store all set up and do some kind of incentives to try to make some money at the end of the year. So we'll be working on that.
Let me put the.
Have you considered being a goat gun vendor?
Like I say, I tried to order a bunch and I ended up getting goats. So small miniature. But no, we do have a bunch of stuff over at the store. Added posters today, and then tons of stuff over on eBay, and then we'll be adding even more stuff the next couple of days.
So there's a link for gearwebsites.com.
I'm going to say it. G23 is a tease.
Yes.
What a tease. And there's a link that I probably just unclicked when you clicked on it.
Hopefully, I think I got it right this time. So Seven Wonders said there's 3 packs of yotes here so far. They haven't snagged any of my kitties. Rifle with laser ready. There's a couple around here that will hear once in a while, and you hear them call back and forth. There'll be one that's probably within a quarter mile over this way, and then there'll be another one that's like a mile down that way.
Coyotes talking about? Man, we got coyotes
Yeah.
everywhere. They're just swarm this whole area. I live right close enough to the edge of town that there's mountains and everything, so they can just come in as they please through all the dry washes and stuff. We got tons of them.
I feel like G23 should just paste the link to this site so we can all look at the data.
It's always good. That's how he gets all his views on Saturday.
Well, it's kind of like the guys that will bring up what they say is a fact, and then when you ask them to prove it, well, you look it up. Well, no, you're the one that brought it up. No, just look it up. No,
You're clearly talking about Honda, right?
Best is people that don't accept Google searches, and then when they're challenged on their stats, they'll go, "Well, just go Google." Well, Google doesn't count if I bring it up. Well, you should Google it for what I'm talking about. That's always an extra layer of authenticity.
I say let DuckDuckGo decide.
Guns and Barbecue knows who I'm talking
Tune into the wrestling chat for more details.
about. While I'm talking about
What
barbecue,
chat? That chat is scripted.
if he's there, you got anything coming up, barbecue? Are you there? Come in, barbecue.
He's got a new pineapple sauce coming.
Over.
Pineapple and cinnamon. It's risky, but he's all in.
He might be wrestling one of the dogs or kids or something.
Coyote.
Put him down.
You're not paying him enough to stay awake through the whole show.
It's 3:00 in the morning in Pennsylvania. He made a run for the border. Taco Bell is in that man's future.
You want to plug anything, DJ?
Yeah, man. Saturday on the A Great Start Shooting School channel, there's a discussion about mental health awareness, suicide awareness, and holidays. It's a good time to remind ourselves to be aware of others. Good stuff to be had over there. If Barbecue doesn't make it back, well, even if he does, Tuesdays, Thursdays in the evening, Wednesdays in the afternoon, stop by his channel for the Almost Nightly Firearms Expo. Till I see everybody again, be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and rock.
Baron, anything you want to plug?
I got nothing. Show up on the New Year's chat, and you might win some cool shit.
So Guns and Barbecue, thanks for showing up. Thanks for sending the link, Foss. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're a great guy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, I was letting dogs out.
I figured you're up.
He was
Had to
sitting
take care of
funny.
Anything you want to plug, Barbecue?
Yeah, it's sitting weird, and all of a sudden I could see, but I couldn't hear. I was like, "What the frick is going on here?" Well, if you want to support DMFOS, you cannot do it on things like Patreon or channel member stuff and stuff like that. The way to support Foss is to subscribe to his channel. Be sure to share out all of his content. Tell your friends, family, enemies, whoever about it, and then after you do all that, do it again.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate everybody that's been out there chit-chatting in the live chat, and those who might have been listening but didn't say anything. I appreciate you too. And for those who watch this in replay, you leave a comment. Oops, there we go. Leave a comment, so I know you're out there. Anything we talked about? Agree, disagree? We can keep the conversation going. I always read the comments, and I appreciate them. No chat this weekend, but there will. The overnight
Is there
will
a
be
bracket? Is there a bracket this weekend then?
Well, maybe we'll do a bracket on the New Year's Eve chat. Maybe. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good rest of the night.
Still here? It's over. Go home.